What up? So glad you are here. We're back again for another edition of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. I don't know why I started with we're back again. It's not like anyone's helping me. For God's sake. Well, anyway, I got a ton of stuff that we can go over. Something for you to listen to while I'm away as well on Patreon. Check it out for free. Oh, ding. Sorry about that. Join me on Patreon for free. If you like the free podcast, there's tons of awesome stuff on the Patreon. Many different shows. Who are these Zanes? Reviewing all my old shitty audio. The Ben and Eric Patreon podcast is always a blast. And then, of course, who are these freebiers? And eventually, who are these Justins? I'm going to listen to that dude. And yeah, we're definitely going to review that guy's show. All sorts of fun on Patreon. You can get it for free. 7 days. Patreon.com/Eric Zane. Try it out and see what you think. This show happens in the Baldwin Ace Hardware Fear Bunker Studio. Let's get right after it. This edition of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Hello, everybody. How you all doing? It is the Patreon bonus time. I am on a clock. I have a 1 p.m. Zoom to attend with some pals. Jason Mays, hello to you. I said, Jason Mays, I don't know if I saw you on the free podcast, but I said goodbye to, I didn't say goodbye, but I talked about how JM Synthetics was like, all right, yeah, no one's bought any oil since May, for God's sake. So JM Synthetics, while I still encourage people to buy AMSOIL products from JM Synthetics, Jason said, let's just pull the plug on that thing. And I said, you know what? Yeah, I totally get it. And I love you. Thank you. You are awesome. Welcome back, Jason. You have always been a staunch, bullish supporter of this podcast. Comment from Stevie referring to the Cedar Point Clean the Ferris Wheel phone call. You must take a listen to that. If you have missed it, it's right there. Okay. No. It says here that this podcast is labeled as Thursday. That is incorrect. So just pretend that it doesn't say that. My apologies. I did change it, so I don't know how that even happened. It's just an Eric thing, I guess. Welcome in, and I got to be out of here because at 1 p.m., like I said, I've got this Zoom, and it's one of these Zooms where you start it, and then you go, yeah, okay, man, I'm ready for the big meeting. And then you start doing other work. That is awesome. That's a great thing. People have important things to tell you, and then you say, yeah, let's do the Zoom. And then you don't actually engage them. It's me and 2 other people because there's an event coming up that I am hosting on TV. Granted, it's public access TV, Wyoming Kentwood Public Television, but it's still TV, I guess, for some people. This is the type of thing that they show it live, and then they put it like on every hour of every day for the next 6 months because they're so hard up for programming. The 27th of August, Saturday evening, so a week from tomorrow, there's this event called the 28th Street Cruise, where people in their hot rods go driving down the street, and then as day turns into night, it becomes like one of those, everybody starts drive-by shootings. It's part of the festivities, dodging the bullets. Kim Carson, who for years was on the radio in Grand Rapids, now she's on in Kalamazoo, Her and I host this thing. We did it a couple of years ago last year. I forget the pandemic. How many years have it canceled? It's all a blur now. But we're back. We don't give a shit about COVID anymore. We don't care. So it's going down on TV. I'll have details for you to be able to see it live. They give me a script for these things. They go, okay, here you go. And usually they say, here's your script, Eric, but, do your thing. They always finish it with that. Doesn't matter what type of thing I'm doing. Yeah, Zane it up. That's something I've heard before. I'm like, Zane it up? What are you talking about? And they're like, yeah, just you can use the script if you want, but, I'm like, that's all right. Yeah, thank you for that. I'm not going to use the script. I kind of just do my own thing. That's kind of what I've always done. But so today we go over the script, like word for word, and oh God, this is something that I have to do. I don't want to look at him and say, yeah, I'm just whatever. I'm not gonna, I want to play fair here. But I'd much rather be fighting on Facebook. And I posted something today in an effort to do just that. Start a Facebook fight. Facebook fight, Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right.
Facebook fight, Facebook fight. You are wrong and I am right. You are a stupid prick. You can suck my big fat dick. This is another Facebook fight.
Stu McAllister is involved, thank God. All I had to do was write wacko acquitted in Whitmer plot won't help inbred losers being retried. That's a fucking golden headline. Stu's involved in this. Hold on. So I need to bring him in here. I think he's way up north. I think he said he's delivering Dippin' Dots to Escanaba, Michigan. My God. It's such a weird thing how they deliver that confectionery delight. They have individual.
Zane.
Yeah, hey, how's Escanaba?
Oh, yeah, Escanaba is a good time, eh?
God, do you ever fall asleep when you're driving?
Yeah, a lot of times.
I see you have rushed to my defense in the latest Facebook fight.
More like Dominic.
Oh, my God. The guy Stu's referring to, ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I am podcasting. I should have said that the first thing out of my mouth. But Dominic was being stupid, and Stu checked in with Dominic, more like Dominic.
Yeah, that's how you got to respond.
Yeah, so I didn't have at first. I didn't think this one was going to catch on, but it has pretty well, and that's a good thing.
Yeah. I like your comment. I saw someone post and they said something about how your demographic skew conservative and you might be hurting your show, and you were just like, I just post whatever I want and hope for the best. And I'm like, yeah, that's podcasting, right?
Yes. You don't just sit there and it's the kiss of death to have the audience tell you what you're to think.
No, I mean, they'll stick around if they like it, and if they don't, then they don't. It's weird when people get their panties in a bunch about shit that has nothing to do with them.
I know. Isn't that just the silliest thing?
More like Dominic.
Right on. So now as much of a hilarious thing as that is, there is nothing hilarious. It's just me being proud of my old pal Stu McAllister, because you are being recognized tomorrow at the Whitecaps game. Isn't that right?
Oh, yeah. I donate a lot of blood, and so it's not just me, but they have invited a bunch of people to come out and see the ball game. So it's weird that I actually work for the Whitecaps, but I'm going because of the blood center.
Well, yeah, top donor, and now you're still able to donate despite the fact that you're on blood thinners.
Yeah, that's not a problem for them, not a problem for me. So I'm about I've donated 97 times, I think, now for Michigan Blood or Versity. It's called Versity now. So, so that's not including when I donated for in New York and Georgia and all that other nonsense.
So that's 97 pints of blood.
97 pints, yes.
That is over 97 pints of blood is just over 12 gallons of blood.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't even know.
Yeah, it is. I just did the math. And over how much time have you donated this blood?
Oh, boy. It's hard for me to say because there was a while where I was donating plasma, and you can't do both if you're donating plasma. And then there was a period of time where I wasn't donating anything at all. So I don't know, 20 years.
Have you ever donated your semen?
I don't think anyone wants my spunk.
Can you do that? That is quite a thing, you know, to donate your semen.
Yeah, like, can you just walk into a sperm bank and go, here, you want some?
Well,
how does that work?
You know, even more so, we need to honor sperm donors at the baseball game.
They've donated 100 times.
Right. We can say Stu McAllister has donated 12 gallons of sperm. Can you imagine how great that would be if we had sperm donor night?
Just have like 12 white gallons out there.
And then this is what it would be like if we dump 12 gallons of sperm onto, and they have like a chick intern there, and she's like, they're dumping white paint on her. She's like nude with glasses on.
Oh yeah, hot. She's got to wear a Catholic schoolgirl costume.
Right,
too.
right. Now that's you get. They can make a bobblehead out of that.
That's not the only thing, bobbing.
Right. Oh man. Yeah, we're on to something here. White, and they're called the Whitecaps. So.
Oh God, even better. Tomorrow though, it's weird. Tomorrow is Bunghole Day or whatever. They're the Bung Hammers tomorrow.
They changed the name to they do that every year. Big one game that became the Bung Hammers, right?
And the one game I went to last year was also the Bung Hammer game. How weird is that?
Okay. See, it's all coming around here. Before long, we're going to have Spunk Night.
Yes, please. We need it. All the degenerates will be coming out. Everybody gets a free bottle of Gatorade.
Stu, how long had I talked to you? Something we can share with the audience. For a long period of time, I was complaining about the group formerly known as the Zaniacs. True or false?
True.
So for months leading up to the big blow up, I would call you from time to time, and I would say to you various things like, these are the dumbest people I've ever known in my life.
Yes, that is true.
So just so we're all on the same page, I called it. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah, it's still, for me, I find it all unfortunate, but I guess, things just kind of came to a head, I guess, so.
Yeah, it was all weird. It was all very, very weird. And
all weird, all bad. I wish people could get along, but whatever, stuff happens, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true. Unfortunately, in this scenario for them, I am right and they are wrong.
More like Dominic.
Yes. Now, guys,
please, no more toilets on my lawn. Thank you.
No. Dominic will never leave. He loves it.
Oh, does he?
Oh yeah. That's why he follows. He likes to show up when I make a crack online and think that he can talk his way out of it.
Well, he's very smart. Where is he from? Is he a Michigander or somewhere else?
I don't know. He looks like he's in Al Qaeda if you look at him.
It's weird to me when people kind of like, oh well, Gretchen Whitmer destroyed small businesses or whatever. I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, things still seem to exist. Businesses are still there. I mean, maybe it's the shitty ones that died.
That's what I'm glad you said that, because if any business, if that's all it takes to fuck them up is to stay at home and take a vacation, well, they suck dick in the first place.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm like, why are they pulling themselves up by their bootstraps?
Yeah, fuck you guys. Too bad. I'm going to the ones that stayed open, shithead.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Well, you have a good time at the Whitecaps. Congrats on all those donations. And
thanks, man. Yeah.
That's really, really special.
Everybody should go donate. I'm telling you, everybody should donate at least once a year if they can. It would be great.
I think that's a wonderful thing. I'm all about it. I love it, Stu. You're a good man.
I try, man.
Okay, Stu. Have a safe trip. Yeah, I don't want to hear about you having to need a donation by getting into a wreck. So don't. Make sure you don't.
On the road, man.
You make sure you don't fall asleep.
I will try.
Okay, see you, buddy.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
See you. Stu McAllister. My God, how about him? Absolute legend. Back to the Facebook fight. Facebook fight. Wacko acquitted in Whitmer plot. Won't help inbred losers being retried. I don't know about you, but if anybody says something in support of an idiot like this guy, I usually look at their picture or pictures and try to find out more about them. That bolsters my decision that these are idiots. Okay. Ron wrote, good. All right. Josh says, I love how you assume shit and label people. Red flag. Spells label incorrectly. I correct him. At this point, after he wrote LABLE for label, I went ahead and the first thing I did, looked at the photos, and this is all I need to see. If you look like this guy, you are stupid, okay? Anyone who wears mossy oak is a stupid ass. I know, that sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Look at this guy. He's probably about to eat this dog right here. Okay, so anyway, where was I? He writes that LABLE. I correct him. This is the guy Dominic. That's he has some troubles too, and then this whole thing kind of just blows up. There we go. That's how we do it. This is great fun for me, and then everybody gets wound up and fights, and that is the way that it should be. Dominic here, because I said I would never. I'm basing my opinion solely on the dude's earlobes. The guy at the start of this dude. Now, I know that earlobes is all one word. Dominic makes fun of me and attacks me and says earlobes, like I spelled it wrong. And it's like, no, that's a fucking word. See for yourself. It is earlobe. So I don't know, that's usually how these fights go in my world. But I just love it. It is a breath of fresh air to be able to put something out like that, and then people just get all incensed. By the way, thank you to Megan. She built me a new graphic here. You see this thing here? This is the one that I used to have up here that was Pellerito's, and I got rid of it because I didn't want Mike's influence anywhere on what I have, because of all the weirdness. So I dumped it, and she whipped this up in like a minute. It was awesome. She also did one for Twitter and YouTube, which I got to post, but she's awesome. I love her so much. All right. Let's see. Stu's a good dude most of the time, LOL. Megan is awesome. I think some grossed out faces over semen donator night or sperm donor night at the ballpark. Okay. I don't know how many of you eat oysters. I mean, actual oysters on the half shell. I don't know why people do this. I've tried these. And, okay, so it is described as the tip top of the heap for potential to catching a foodborne illness. And I've had these, and there's literally, I don't have any recollection of what they tasted like, because you basically just consume them right off the half shell, and it's just slimy. It's just something gross. We were talking about semen earlier. That it has to be that type of sensation. And I was at some hoity-toity thing years ago, and I did it. I was like, what's the point? You don't chew it up. You just swallow it. You don't really taste anything. And so I've never really understood why. I mean, it's got to taste good, right? For you to want to have it again. Isn't that how it works? A restaurant in Florida says that it was a 1 in a billion bad oyster served at the Rustic Inn Crab House in Fort Lauderdale, where a guy ate an oyster and now he is dead. If you do get sick, it's called Vibrio. 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 They say that at this restaurant, they serve as many as 100 dozen oysters a day. Gary O'Reilly is the guy in charge. He says it was a 1 in a billion oyster. And then he said, I feel horrible. I guess my question is, why would you, like if I have a fucking hamburger, there is no concern at all that I am going to die from eating that hamburger. But if I were eating an oyster, that concern would be in the back of my mind. And you see, the thing is, the hamburger tastes good. I almost said the hamster tastes good. More bad dreams coming. Damn it. The hamburger tastes good. The oyster doesn't taste like anything. Health inspectors inspected the place, and they said, there's no problem here. Over the course of 60 years, he did the math, we've served a couple billion with a B oysters, and we've never had anyone get sick like this guy did. So I guess your odds of actually anything bad happening are incredibly low. The guy who died actually used to work at this restaurant, but was the second person in the state to die from raw oysters this month. God, look at these things. Does this look like anything you'd want to eat? I mean, seriously. Come on. Did you know how pearls are made? You can actually cause a pearl to be made. What you do is a living oyster, they introduce a foreign entity into that soft tissue there. It could be a speck of dust or something very, very small. The oyster produces a secretion around it to make it so it doesn't damage it any further. And it keeps adding new layers to it to actually create the pearl. That's how pearls are made. Either made the way I just described, or sometimes it happens naturally when they're in the ocean. Bet you didn't know that. Bet I just dropped some knowledge. That's how a pearl is made. And then there's a pearl necklace. I also know how a pearl necklace is made. Points here for Bruce, who is sleeping totally on his back. It's hilarious when he does that. Look at him. Now, when we crash at night, Bruce is in the bed with us. And he doesn't curl up in a ball at our feet. His head is where our heads are, in between the pillows, and he's sleeping like that, on his back, in between us. So I'll roll over and I'll see his paws in the air, straight up in the air. It's hilarious. I love him so much. Look at him. Look at him. He knows I'm talking about him, too. Oh, my God. Tyler indicates he knows how the pearl necklaces are made, so we said the same joke at the same time. Yeah, oysters are sick. He's a good puppy. How does that song go again? He's a good puppy. That's what I'm talking about.
Don't stop, don't stop, don't. You a good little puppy. You don't live on the street. You don't want no money. You want something to eat. Got your own water bowl. You don't need my drink. Take a shit and walk off like your shit don't stink. You your own boss. You don't need no leash. All your shots up to date. You ain't got no fleece. Bouncing puppy like you're trying to get free. Bouncing little puppy, bouncing for me. You can hang with your girls or you can chill with a treat. I can leave you in your cage and you won't even pee. You can fetch a ball, but you ain't fetch it for free. You can chill in the house, but you love when we leave. You a good puppy. You ain't sassy. You don't lick me in the face. That's nasty. Said you a good puppy. You ain't sassy. And you don't lick me in the face. That's nasty. Hey, puppy dog, bounce it in the box like this.
Don't stop. Bounce with it.
Puppy dog, bounce it in the box like this.
Don't stop.
Bounce with it. Bounce it.
All right. Where am I? I don't even know what's going on. Puppy, where are you? The comment, all of this guy's songs are about his puppy dog. Thank you, Kenny. No, I love that. I am all about that. Puppy dog bouncing in the box like this. Don't stop. Bounce with it. Okay. In Chicago by the, in Lake Michigan, by Navy Pier and the Yacht Club, there's an area called the Playpen. Everybody's hanging out. They're in the water. It's summertime. Woo, party. Let's drink some fucking Trulies, whatever. This couple was in the water, and there was another boat, and the idiot running the other boat fired up the motor and backed up the boat, and then the spinny propeller things, well, you know, if those encounter anything, it's gonna mess it up. Especially human feet. As this lady's feet then floated to the bottom of Lake Michigan, and now, well, she has no feet. I am not even kidding you. Oh my God, this woman has lost. Hold on a second. Let me make sure I got this. Audio check. Video check. Here you go.
New tonight, she remembers everything. For the
look at this image. Holy shit! This is what she looks like now.
Speaking about the tragic boating accident in Lake Michigan's Playpen that took her legs.
She is sharing those painful details with our Stephen Graves.
I am gonna accept that my life has changed forever, but I'm just lucky to be sitting here.
Lana Batashir speaks from her hospital bed on medication dealing with excruciating pain. But to have the chance to hug her two children again helps her get through it.
I just thought I was going to die. Just, have to accept that I have no legs anymore.
What started out as a fun time on a boat in Lake Michigan's Playpen last Saturday quickly turned into chaos and panic. Batashir was on a raft attached to the boat with her husband and other friends when the back of another boat was getting closer.
As my back was turned and we were pulling our raft closer to the boat through the rope that we have it attached.
But as investigators say, the other boat's anchor malfunctioned. Its captain turned on the engine. The propeller sucked Batashir into the water, severing her feet. Her friend's hand was also cut.
So when it happened, I did feel it. We were getting sucked into the propeller and feet first.
Can you imagine if you're the guy on the boat that hit her? He's like, oh, yeah. And, and all of a sudden he feels like a couple of big thuds. Like, the type of feeling you would get if you're the captain of the boat and the propellers are grinding a lady's legs off. Hey, what the fuck was that?
I remember everything.
But Batashir says her husband was there to pull her head above water.
He's the one who saved my life.
The mother, now recovering from 3 amputation surgeries. She has no health insurance, but is thankful for the financial and emotional support.
She should have called Frank Fuss.
From the public.
It's very touching, and I feel lucky. I do feel lucky.
Her life changed in an instant. Stephen Graves, CBS 2 News.
Okay, I gotta know more about this GoFundMe. Let's see. Sure. Aha. So, mother of 2, younger mom, wife, just got her legs hacked off in a freak accident. Now, we all know that on GoFundMe, if a kid has a lemonade stand and someone robs the kid of $5, he will have a GoFundMe worth $3 or $4 million. So, also guy who walks to work but has a nice attitude, he's going to get $30 million and a new Rolls Royce. So, can we throw some guesses at the GoFundMe right now for the live audience? If you have some ideas, I'm going to say that this GoFundMe is at $500. You can throw in your guesses. Stevie says $75K. Kevin Kuiper says $500. I'm guessing he means $500K. I think it's $500. I'm going to click here and find out. Measly $131,900. Come on now. She should get $200,000 for having to be married to a guy who thinks that this is a good look. With that haircut and those glasses. Jesus. He looks like a fucking Asian Elton John impersonator. Holy shit. So, hopefully that'll improve. Okay, pause in the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Portions, or maybe this past portion, was brought to you by Sarah Honda Granville. I was just hanging out with Thad Bond over there. I think it's the only guy I know named Thad. Would that make him a Thaddeus? Thaddeus Bond. Sounds like a Mission Impossible character or something. Well, I guess it would sound like a James Bond character. James Bond's brother, Thaddeus, works at Sarah Honda Granville. This is all very stupid. You can tell I'm punchy. Anyway, SERRA, SarahHondaGranville.com. Go in there. Talk to any one of the fine folks about test driving a brand new Honda vehicle. Tell them Eric Zane sent you. It's all you got to do. Eric Zane wants me to test drive a vehicle. Test drive it, and then figure out how to get that car. And then understand the fact that you're going to have that car for about the next 20 years because it's never going to die. Honda cars run forever. In a couple weeks, your new car is delivered and off you go. Or test drive a certified pre-owned vehicle on Michigan's largest certified pre-owned lot. Same campus at Sarah Honda Granville, right on Kanawha Avenue, north of 44th. That's Kanawha, Kenowa. I said it so fast, it sounded like I wasn't even saying Kenowa. Thank you to TC Paintball. Rick and the crew over there do an amazing job at TC Paintball. TCPaintballGR.com. Reach out to them. Check them out online. All the information about how to get there to where they are in Grand Rapids, or give them a call. Book an event. TC Paintball. Man, gather up the neighborhood kids. They're looking for something fun to do this summer. Seriously, man, for the staycation deal, that's what you do. Spend half a day or more at TC Paintball. My God, they will never forget that. And if you've got young kids that are like, Dad, I don't want to get shot by a paintball, it hurts. You can sign up for the Little League and use the low impact weaponry. Hell, you can book a party for the kids that don't want to get hit, and it's all low impact weaponry. You can do that there. You can do anything. Wheel and deal with my boy Rick over at TC Paintball. Okay, we're continuing on. More of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast Patreon bonus. Favorite part of the day, as always. Thank you so much for being here. There is an appearance from Sal the Maintenance Man. Sal the Maintenance Man is taking the advice of Sarah Rookrug Roosh and reaching out to the Belle Isle slide. In case you don't know, let me get you up to speed as to what is happening here, and then I will play the phone call, the audio and video. There's audio and video that I have for you. All you need to know is that in Detroit, middle of the Detroit River, Belle Isle, that is the place where the slide is. I think I'm messing this up already. Jesus, it's not that hard. Aha. This is how it looked. If you got it, this video, it's just every time. Audio, check. Video, check. Oh, God. That just looks bone rattling. Just so devastating. Look at this slide. What had happened was, I guess they waxed it a little too good. And these are the thing hasn't been open in a couple of years because of COVID. So these are like the first riders in a couple of years, and immediately things get off the rails. God dang it. This is so great. One more time, shit. Holy fucking shit. It's so awesome. Yes. There's been a lot of activity concerning this deal because I guess there's a local a rapper. Oh, now where'd it go? Shit, I had this ready to go. I swear I did. Who supposedly had written a rap song about it. Now I can't find the damn thing. Doesn't matter. Okay, but Sal, the maintenance guy, did make a phone call. Here you go. This is how it sounded. And looked.
Hello, Park.
Yo, hey, this is Sal. I'm here to fix the slide. Somebody let me in, please.
You need to fix the slide, you said?
Yeah, this is Sal. I was brought in to fix the slide.
Okay, let me get in touch with the park ranger.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Oh, wait. Oh, hey, sorry. This is. I thought you was gonna hang on, and I was gonna talk to the guy. Is there someone I could talk to about what?
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
More convenient than ever.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, how are you?
Okay. The lead ranger is right here.
Oh, excellent. Hey, who's this?
This is Sean. Who is this?
Hey, Sean, this is Sal. I'm here to fix the slide.
How are you going to fix the slide?
I don't know. Somebody called me. They left a message. They told me I got to come there and fix the slide. So, who's going to reimburse me for this peanut oil?
Are you trying to bring it back to the good old days, huh?
Yeah, we got to. Apparently, there was so much fun going on that people flying, firing down the hill. They wanted to kind of amp it up, so I'm going to grease the slide, and we'll be in business.
The peanut oil?
That's right.
Yeah, well, there ain't no peanut oil out there now.
Yeah,
I gotta scrub it down.
Yeah, I saw it. That's what I heard. I guess it was going too slow.
It's perfect now. You have to come out and ride it.
Well, I'm here. If you can let me in, I'll get to work right away.
He's obviously a pranker.
Oh, okay. All right, he'll meet you there.
Yeah, nothing gets by you guys. All right, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
take care. Bye. I like how the dude said it's obviously a prank, and she goes, "Oh, okay." All right. Still fun. There's been some lonely maintenance guy out there waxing it every week since COVID started. Sal, the maintenance guy, is inspired by the Jerky Boys, as you know. Has to be. I mean, come on now. All right. So that's the update. Okay. Let's see. A couple of... boy, this story about the fucking crocodile. Can you believe this? This poor son of a bitch is in Florida. He jumps in the water to... I think he's doing like an instructional video on swimming, I guess. The details are kind of sketchy. And there's a drone shooting video of him as he's doing his thing in the murky water. And you can see his you can tell it's him because he's splashing along, but going right towards him is a gator that's going to attack. And it does. So you're like, no. The dude has no idea that this is about to happen. Audio, check. This thing started acting funny. Video. Check. Oh. Jesus, what the fuck is my deal today? Come on, man. Get your head out of your ass. Aha. There it is. Okay. We'll pick it up there. Sorry. I'm a little slow on the uptake today.
Good evening. I'm Allie Corey.
And I'm Mark Wilson. Glad to have you with us. First up here at 10 o'clock. Pretty remarkable story. Not many people have come face to...
Look at the dude is on the, right in the center and to the right of the screen. That's the gator. And he doesn't even know it, and he's going right towards it, and it attacks him.
Remarkable story. Not many people have come face to face with a gator and survive, but he did. The victim of that violent gator attack at Lake Thonotosassa last week tonight is sharing his story with us. He hopes to inspire others with his faith and determination to survive.
Oh, my God.
Discharged from the hospital just 8 days later, but he's got a lengthy road to recovery ahead of him. Fox 13's Catherine Hawley met him today, joins us now in our studio with his story. It's really remarkable he's alive. I guess we should start there.
First of all, look at that water. It's just pea soup green. Talk about an environment where you're like, this, you just take one look at it. And why would anybody even consider getting into that type of water? You know full well it's going to be full of deadly shit. That's actually, to me, more frightening than the ocean, which, by the way, there's more shark attacks in the news today. Because at least in the ocean, a lot of the times the water, you can see the shark coming. This is so green, you would have no idea it was even there. Holy shit, that would just stay out of the water.
Yeah, Mark, JC Defeat's wife actually calls him a walking miracle because he is very lucky to be alive. Back on August 3rd, JC was shooting an instructional video for his company Defeat X while a drone was filming from above. And this is the footage from that afternoon. You can see an estimated 12-foot-long alligator swimming directly at the 34-year-old. JC tells me.
So someone was manning that drone watching that. Watching that happen. Because the dude's in the water and whoever's shooting the video is looking at the little monitor, which, by the way, I have got to get a drone. Those look they're just spectacular. My God.
He had no idea it was coming because he forgot his goggles that day. The violent attack lasts only seconds, the gator chomping down on his head and upper torso. He put his hands in the gator's mouth and the two struggled, then it finally let go.
The wife's kind of a babe.
JC tells us the entire time he knew he would make it out alive.
An unbelievable.
Okay, now look at this. What the hell? I think the odd shape of the head now is all the swelling, obviously. I think his jaw's wired shut, too.
Amount of faith in myself that I wasn't going to die. I was going to be okay. But I needed to act, for sure.
And he did. JC swam to a nearby dock and says once the adrenaline...
He still sounds better than Kevin from Muskegon.
...wore off, the intense pain hit. Neighbors called for help and JC was rushed to Tampa General Hospital where he underwent an 6-hour surgery. Oops. The force of the alligator's bite crushed his head, broke his jaw, and damaged a facial nerve.
The bite crushed his skull and it punctured his brain, so they ended up having to do a craniectomy, remove part of his temporal lobe.
What?
JC spent only 8 days.
That's what happened to the NFK. Temporal lobe lobotomy. So he got his because of the gator, this guy.
In the hospital, being discharged last week. Now, there's still a risk of infection. His jaw is wired shut for another few weeks, and he will have to go back for one last surgery to place a plate over his brain. But he wants people to know that he's okay, and he is leaning on faith and family to carry him through this challenge. Now, I will have much more about the attack and the lessons JC has learned from it coming up tonight on the Fox 13 News at 11.
Incredibly positive attitude he has. What a story. We're anxious for him to fully recover.
Who's the asshole that got him this giant green lizard-like creature? Does somebody have a warped sense of humor if you look at it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe he does. JC Defeats is the guy's name. He defeated the gator, I guess.
For sure. Catherine Hawley with us.
All right. In more gator news, this happened in Mexico. That's a gator with a dead body. Yeah, it's blurred. But yeah, there you go. Harrowing footage shows a giant crocodile carrying a man's body through a lagoon in Mexico. My God. Footage posted by whoever on Thursday shows a handful of horrified onlookers filming the scene on the otherwise still waters of wherever this is. Oh, fuck, one onlooker repeatedly gasped in Spanish as giant croc slowly swims by with a half-naked body already missing its left lower arm and foot. 18 feet long, this one. Presumably, the man entered the lagoon to swim and was attacked by the animal. Officials later pulled what was left. You see, this is a great time to see if anybody's asking the question. No one is asking if he's okay? This guy is definitely not okay. I think I might have revealed that it was a dead person, so I guess I wouldn't have flown. But no thanks. I'm just gonna stay out of murky bodies of water and the ocean. My God, I'd like to see You know, they always say, like, your chance of getting attacked by a shark is incredibly slim. But your chance of getting attacked by a gator, very, very high, I would think. If that thing's hungry, it's going to eat you. Holy shit. All right, moving on. Another incredible piece of video here, taken from the inside of a cop car. This is someplace in Oklahoma. You got a scenario here where cops arrest crazy lady, and they put her in the back of the car. And they're like, okay, we got to sort this out. And she's handcuffed in the back of the car. Well, she didn't stay handcuffed for long, and that was the problem. Audio, check. Video, check. Here we go.
She slipped her cuffs, then grabbed the deputy's gun and fired.
Jarring and jaw-dropping video just into our newsroom, giving some new insight into Friday's bizarre shooting and standoff.
Not just any gun. It was like the rifle in the front seat, the AR-style rifle. She, like, reached up and grabs it. Not like a handgun. And she's aiming it at the cops and a bystander.
The woman was reportedly barking like a dog and crawling around on all fours when deputies were originally called, but then...
Wow.
It's not the big black dick because I know you want to.
Things went from bad to worse.
Our own Barry Mangold with the stunning new video. Barry?
Yep. Yeah, Amanda Carl, the new footage comes from 3 different...
My jacket's too small.
...different angles. The body cameras of each deputy that responded that morning and a camera that was inside the vehicle where the suspect slipped out of her handcuffs, grabbed an AR-15, and started shooting. Fair warning to some of our viewers, you may find the footage disturbing. Deputies had her cuffed and in the car. No one saw it coming.
What was that?
Okay, that dude just got shot in the back. The guy wearing the street clothes, he just got shot in the back, and it comes through his chest. You hear him go, ow! His poor guy says they're talking to the cops.
You may find the footage disturbing. Deputies had her cuffed and in the car. No one saw it coming.
What was that?
The Grady County Sheriff's Office says the footage from inside this cruiser shows shooting suspect Rachel Clay slipping out of double-locked handcuffs and reaching past the partition to the front seat.
Our partitions have a small slider.
What kind of Keystone hack shithead cops are these that this fat bitch somehow manages to get out of the cuffs and just get access to a gun? I mean, it seems to me like there was a lot of things wrong with everything in this arrest.
Where we can get air back to people. She was actually able to reach through there on our console where we keep the gun lock button. She hit it, was able to retrieve a AR-15.
She grabs the gun, points out the backside window, and fires away.
We need backup immediately.
Look at this guy. He's shot.
Start EMS. We got a civilian.
She's still shooting at him.
What the heck?
He's got, what's going on? I don't know. Could be anything.
She get out of her cuffs?
No, she's still in her cuffs, asshole.
Before the gunfire, deputies had put Clay in the car thinking she needed medical attention. Ultimately, she was barricaded there for more than 4 hours. Clay was arraigned in court today on 3 felony counts of shooting with intent to kill.
Jesus.
The sheriff's office says Clay shot one of the deputies at the scene and the homeowner whom she met the night before. Both have already recovered from their injuries.
Homeowner she met the night before. I'm guessing she's a hooker. He brought her into the home, and then that's when the trouble started.
Oklahoma Zone, News 9.
That's the good news. All right, why?
Wow, that's freaking crazy. My God. What a bizarre thing. Holy crap. Man. She somehow gets access to the gun. So the cop didn't have a gun on him. That's what I thought. I'm surprised they didn't just all shoot the shit out of the cop car. I agree with Adam. One night stand gone wrong. That's what I was thinking. I bet she's a hooker. They should introduce her to that 18-foot gator. Yes. My God. Okay, I'm real heavy on the video today. I've got another outstanding piece of video to share with you. And Sam the Jew sent this along. Okay. Audio. Check. Video. Check. Porch pirate. Guy's going to run up to the front door and try to snatch something off of the porch. It had been happening, and the homeowner was aware. This is actually a few months old. And so the homeowner had prepared a little surprise for the thief. Here's the thief grabbing the package. A lot of N-words with a A at the end being said from one black man to another black man. So I'm just going to choose to laugh when they do that. But here you go. This is how it went. It happens right away. So watch. Okay, the voice you hear is the homeowner speaking through that security system from far away. He's at work. He saw that the guy was going to be grabbing the package because it alerted him. The homeowner had booby-trapped the package.
What's your bitch ass get? Hoe ass nigga. I knew you been stealing my shit. Broke ass nigga. Yeah. Broke ass nigga. That's what your bitch ass get. And the law's on the way. Motherfucker shit on my chest. Dirty ass nigga. I wasn't trying to steal it. Nigga.
He's got a mask on. He says, I wasn't trying to steal.
Bitch, what you call it, nigga? Yeah, they on the way. I'm from next door. I wasn't trying to steal no package, bro. God damn. What you call it then?
What the fuck you call it then?
Cell phone? Nah, bitch, that nigga booby trap, nigga. Ex-military, nigga. Marine Corps, nigga.
This guy goes, what was that, a cell phone? And he goes, no, booby trap, Marine Corps.
You called it then. What was in that bitch? Cell phone? Nah, bitch, that nigga booby trap, nigga. Ex-military, nigga. Marine Corps, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Sit your bitch ass down, wait for the law, nigga. You should have killed your motherfucker. Nah, my bad.
He goes, sit your ass down and wait for the law. I'm avoiding the N-words.
Bitch ass nigga. Sit your bitch ass down, wait for the law, nigga. You should have killed your motherfucker. Nah, my bad. I'm gonna bring that package back. Nah, fuck all that, nigga. Law's on that way, and I'm on the way from work, bitch.
Holy shit. Let's watch that again. I couldn't even begin to tell you how you do something like that. Make something like that. But I'm really jealous. Oh my God. That's what your bitch ass get. Holy shit. Wow. Oh my God. That is just spectacular. Sarah says, wasn't trying to steal, LOL, arguing with a doorbell camera. I will link this up. Thank you, Sam the Jew, for sending it my way. I will link it up so you can share it with your friends. God, was that fantastic. Okay, pause in the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. You know you can hire me on Cameo. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. They're $20 and they're damn good. My cameos are the best. In fact, go to the site, cameo.com/Eric Zane, and look at some of my previous ones that I've done for people. So if somebody needs a good ass kicking on a roast, or perhaps you want me to be a little softer in my tone, you're the boss. You're telling me what to do. Cameo.com/Eric Zane. Thank you to Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. This is where you go when you want to get the lowest price for flooring in all of Michigan. They buy it by the bunches, the 53-foot tractor trailer full, set it up inside of the facility, and then they sell it for a super low price. So you pay a low price because they pay a low price. The lowest you'll find on any type of flooring under the sun. They're on Chicago Drive in Granville, Michigan, right behind Little Caesars. You cannot miss them. You, in addition to the lowest price in all of Michigan, take an additional 10% off when you mention my name. That's going to save you some serious cheddar. Johnson Carpet One Discount Outlet. Thank you so much to Darwin and Kent. Drop the E out of you for being great partners of this show. All right. We've got racing at Berlin Raceway. Now, this show that you're hearing is released on Monday, that would be Monday, wait a minute. Yeah, Monday the 3rd. Okay. So we're looking ahead to the next round of racing is a Friday-Saturday deal. The Super Modifieds, that would be July 14th and 15th because they got the Berlin Fair on the weekend of the 7th, 8th, 9th. Okay? So the next thing we're talking about is the 14th and 15th. I will be there with you on the 15th for the Super Modifieds. Get your tickets, berlinraceway.com. $17 for the Super Modifieds. Hang on, I got to sneeze. Oh, God. Oh, have mercy. berlinraceway.com. I'll be there Saturday the 15th. Awesome. So much fun. Cannot wait to see you there. berlinraceway.com. 15 and under, free. Parking free. Bring a cooler loaded with snacks. No glass. No alcohol. All right. Here we go. Another segment on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show Patreon bonus podcast. Can't tell you how many times I've had conversations with my pal Kenny. It's been like, I don't have any time, man. I'm busy. I can't do it. You specifically when it came to like exercising. Hey, mate. I'm just loaded down. I don't know where to turn. You know, I don't ever want to hear you, Kenny, saying you don't have time to do DDP yoga. Wait until you hear people hear about the amount of time. It's all about time. Time is so important. I mean, seriously. It's no secret to anybody that's been watching the show or listening to the show that I was somehow able to manage to convince Kenny to stop watching shitty TV and watch Breaking Bad. And honestly, if I can get anybody to watch Breaking Bad and then subsequently Better Call Saul, I mean, I love that because I love talking with people about those shows because they are the all-time favorites and shows that didn't ultimately let me down. And that's a big part of this show. I was just talking recently about how many shows have let me down, which, by the way, House of Dragons, I believe that's the Game of Thrones prequel that just hit on HBO. One Stu McAllister is a fan. Getting a positive review. Stevie, you wait, because I got her into Better Call Saul. And she's barreling through it, and she's loving that. You wait, man. You're going to be exposed to my favorite character of all time on any show. Lalo Salamanca. Adam joins us. Adam Balboa talking about the film The Samaritan. Now, that's not a series, right? That's a movie, The Samaritan. It's Rocky Balboa. It's Rocky with superpowers. That's what this is. It's Rocky and Rambo with superpowers. It looks like shit. It absolute dog shit. It would be the same as taking a shit in your hand and throwing it at the screen. That's what that dumpster fire looks like. Now, will I like that movie? Of course. Those are great films. I know that sounds weird, saying that it's shit, but it's a great film. You can like a shitty show or a shitty movie. You know? Why do you think Kenny likes The Mandalorian and all those stupid fucking Star Wars movies? I like them too. Which, by the way, when it comes to Obi-Wan Kenobi, the series Obi-Wan Kenobi on Disney, I stumbled upon something you see at the end of it. It is a lightsaber fight between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan. And I watched that. And it's dumb as fuck. Oh, my God. Jesus. But I still like that stuff. But when it comes to terrific quality television based on the writing and the awesomeness, as you all know, Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul have broke the mold. So I finally convinced Knucklehead to stop watching shit TV and watch Breaking Bad. Now, I have done some math because there's no way that our pal Kenny can ever that he can ever have an excuse of no lack of time for doing DDP yoga. As you know, well, you might not know this, but recently on the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast, Kenny revealed that he hasn't been happy with himself and he's pissed off and he wants to improve himself physically because otherwise, he's going to die, for God's sake. And we just can't have that. I know it's like, well, Eric, that's hard. It's like, well, I didn't come up with that, but you don't see many 80-year-old fat guys. And since he's committed to being just the sweetest, friendliest, nicest, greatest father of all time, which I believe, he's decided to turn his life around. And he's going to do it with Diamond Dallas Page, the former pro wrestler, who's just an absolute awesome dynamo who came up with this workout program based on yoga principles. And that's all you need. If you are looking to turn your life around, you don't need anything other than DDP yoga. I swear to God, I've never done it, but I've seen it enough. And so, Kenny, there can never be time I can't even talk. Time can never be an excuse. Because I did some math. In about a week, maybe a little more, because you just finished season 4 of Better Call Saul. That is 46 episodes. Not Better Call Saul, Breaking Bad. 46 episodes. 46, and it's 45 minutes a pop. You have ripped through 2,070 minutes of content. 46 episodes in a week and a half. Divided by 60. Okay, so in a week and a half, let's just say 10 days. In 10 days, there's 240 hours. You have watched 34 and a half hours. Of those 240 hours, 34 and a half have been spent watching Breaking Bad. That is impressive. I mean, because if you figure in 10 days, and let's take 80 hours for sleep away. 8 hours a day, 10 days. So that means there's 160 awake hours. And of the 160 awake hours, 34 and a half of those hours has been watching Breaking Bad. So what is that, about 30%? Less than that. A little bit more than 20% of your awake time has been watching Breaking Bad. That is great. Kenny said he's probably walking while watching. That's good, too. All right. You're making all good choices. I have nothing critical to say. Maureen says, I love it when Eric does math. I don't love it when I do math. You're making good choices. You're watching a great show, and you're not spending money on stupid video games. So we can never, ever at any one point hear, hey, man, I don't know, man. This DDP is awful time-consuming. Oh, man. It's time-consuming. I just don't have the time. I want to sit there with my daughter, JC. Is it JC? Chelsea? Kelsey? JC? Jazzy. I'm sitting around with Jazzy, and we're watching kids shows. We're going to play Robotron a little bit. Ow! Kelsey and I are going to play some Crazy Climber in just a minute here. Yeah. There is time, so we're learning very quickly that there is no excuse. So keep at it. I'm proud of you. I want you to chalk off, because let's see. I think at your before pictures that you took, we were clocking in at a healthy 340. So for your height, which is my height, okay. Boy, if you are, I gotta take that off. 340. Yeah, you are basically 2 of me. We're going to cut that down to half. We're going to get you down to 170, maybe 150. If you do DDP yoga and walk, that's going to take you about 40 years to do this. I'm totally kidding. I would give yourself a couple of years. Just be patient and know that this takes time. All right? Take it from me, who cannot manage to eat anything healthy. Honestly, I have a lot of respect for you, because it is, and all kidding aside, it's very painful for a person when they carry too much weight for the back, their knees, their hips, their ankles. It hurts. And that's discouraging. It makes you not want to work out when you actually are feeling pain. And that's where you need to tap into the old saying, you won't always be motivated, because you're going to be discouraged by physical pain. On those days, you must be disciplined. Okay? Now, I don't practice what I preach. I do not do that. But I do know those words. I must be disciplined. I need to do this too. Kenny says when it comes to injury, that's what I kept running into with the treadmill. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just the impact of stepping a walk like that, especially when your frame is built for 170 and it's carrying 340. Each step, is magnified 2 to 3 times your body weight's coming down on those joints, and they don't like that. They're like, oh, God, he's starting to walk. Fucking asshole. Let's give him some tendonitis. You're 5'11"? Oh, shit, I didn't know you're that tall. I didn't realize it. Okay, well. 185. Kenny says, can you possibly mention my weight any more times? All right. Keep at it. This isn't all about you and you weighing 340 pounds. You're like Huel from Breaking Bad. Huel Babineau. Okay. Where am I here? I want to talk about the pet photo contest, because I know that Sarah Rook wants to enter Monster in the pet photo contest for Harbor Humane. Here you go. This is the link. You know what? I was going to link it in the show notes of the regular podcast, and I did not do that. I have to do that. My apologies. I'll go back, and then I'll forget. But now I want to enter my pooches in the pet photo contest for the calendar. But let me just share with you, for my sake, and for your sake, Sarah, who I know you want to, this is what you have to work with, or what you're going against, I should say. Let's see. Video check. Look, okay. look at the ones at the top. Now, they're not the biggest pictures, but first of all, you got this golden dog. I don't know what this is. It looks a little bit like Benny. That dog has a smile and his eyes are closed. That's a winner right there. That's a previous winner. But then look at the ones around here. You got some type of hound with an ice pack on his head, or a hat, I guess. I don't know. Maybe he's hungover. Cat holding toy, which is great. Fancy cat with sweater on, and then dog on bed. I think that one might be dead. I'm not sure. I think it's dog on bed on its back playing with a toy. I highly doubt that it's dead. Okay, and look, they want to raise $5,000, and they've only gotten $655. So let's go over some of the entries, though, Sarah. But I just want to show you that those picks there, that would get you a win, any one of these. So let's see some of these losers. This one, whatever, just a picture of a cat. Okay, nothing to it. You know, you gotta have something more than just a pick. This looks like a mouse or a rat. Wow. That might win at least something because it's unique. Okay, now look at this. You got the leaderboard already. So these are already garnering votes. What the hell is this? Dog and cat together. Oh, that's a winner. Dog with sunglasses. Look at 100 votes for the. All you got to do is throw some sunglasses on the dog, and you're going to be in good shape. That's bullshit. Sunglasses on a dog, and you're just thrown into first place. Look at that. It looks like some type of beagle dog. Okay. Well, I might have to go ahead. I've given them all a head start, and then throw up a picture of O'Neill, Bruce, whatever. Oh, that's a cute dog. Hi, Jasper. Hello, fella. Hello, baby. Hello, puppy. Ah, yes. Leo the cat. These are all good. All right. All good picks. This is Allison's dog. This is bullshit. No pug is going to win. I don't care if it's your dog. Pugs should not be on the front of calendars. Quit fixing the vote. I would rather take the mouse than the pug. Totally kidding. I can't even tough talk you. All right. So there's that. More good news. Those two scumbags that were trying to kill the governor have been found guilty. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, my God. Okay, this is great news. It's too bad that the entrapment angle was floated by the defense. It's too bad that it worked for the other two who were found not guilty a handful of months ago. It's too bad that it led to a hung jury in the last trial. Because what that does now is that emboldens the lunatics who think that these guys were innocent. Okay? There was no entrapment. Nobody was trying to trick anyone. Barry Croft Jr. and Adam Fox have been found guilty. It was a plot prosecutors described as a rallying cry for a U.S. civil war. The jury found Fox and Croft guilty of conspiring to obtain a weapon of mass destruction. Wow. Namely a bomb. Because they wanted to blow up the bridge nearby where the governor's residence, vacation residence was. To kind of like distract the cops while they'd be kidnapping the governor. It was the second trial for these idiots. After a jury in April could not reach a unanimous verdict, 2 other men were acquitted and 2 more pleaded guilty and testified for the prosecutors. The result was a victory for the government following the shocking mixed outcome last spring. Assistant U.S. Attorney Nils Kessler told the jurors, you can't just strap on an AR-15 and body armor and go snatch the governor. But that wasn't the defendant's ultimate goal, Kessler said. They wanted to set off a second American Civil War, a second American Revolution, something that they call the Boogaloo, and they wanted to do it for a long time before they settled on Governor Whitmer. This is why you never, ever want to talk to any of these anti-government fucks. That's why it's such a great thing that fucking anti-government piece of shit batch of Zaniacs are dead. Because they all are like that. They're all like that. The show is so much better off now that we don't have these Civil War loving fucking right-wing idiots wearing "We Love Dead People at Charlottesville" t-shirts. This is why that is a great thing that they are gone, because they're all like that. Racist fucking Civil War loving scumbags. Wow. So there you go. These two, I don't know how long it's going to be till there's sentencing. Trump recently called the kidnapping plan a, quote, fake deal. My God. All right, so I don't know anything about the sentencing. Let's hope it's life. Guilty of conspiring to kidnap Governor Whitmer. All right. Where am I? I can tell I just got lost. Oh, there's another local story. This idiot. Oh, my God. Hey, I like to distribute porno. Child porno. Take a look at me. I'm Michael Rosales. Every time I see a story about somebody involved in something like this, I always like, look at the picture. Do I know this guy? Do I know him? Oh, thank God, no. This guy's a mess. An East Grand Rapids man's been sentenced in his third child porno case. Okay. Back a number of years ago, this guy was busted for doing just this distributing child porno. 2 years after that, he did it again. And then a third time. This time he got 16 months to 15 years for aggravated distribution of child porn, to 10 years for aggravated possession, and 23 months to 10 years for 2 counts of using a computer to commit a crime. Previously convicted of similar charges in 2012 and 2013. Why can't... Okay, honestly, it's such a heinous, terrible thing. It's crazy to me that you can do this more than once, and each time you were back out in the public. You did it once, and then a year later you did it again, and then years passed, you're busted doing it again. Arrested in March of 21 after investigators with the Michigan State Police Computer Crimes Unit Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, it's very long-winded, were looking into what he had been doing online and found over 50,000 images of child porno. So, honestly, to me, that is such a... your brain is so corrupted, to me, if you are... attracted to children. I'm assuming he's attracted to children. He's at least disseminating pictures of children doing terrible things. Or terrible pictures of children. You're so corrupted at that point. To me, you're more corrupted in the brain than you are like a serial killer. I would have more sympathy for a serial killer than people like this guy or pedophiles and shit like that. I mean... I would think that on the food chain in a prison, it doesn't get any lower than this guy. And yet, he's been busted now 3 times. And the first 2, he was walking the streets. And it's like, can't we at least adopt some type of the principles that they have in Muslim countries where when something like this happens, it's like, hey, you've been sentenced. Okay, walk to the gallows. This is what my dad was talking about in Iran. You get busted for shit like this, they just hang you in the street, and so everybody can see it. And it's like, oh my God. I mean, what a wonderful deterrent that would be. Holy shit. We are way too lenient. That would be part of the Eric Zane Show podcast presidential campaign platform. Okay? In the debate, they would say, Eric Zane, what do you think about abortion? I hate it, and I hope anyone who gets an abortion goes to hell for it. What about if, Eric Zane, somebody has, it's the life of the mother is threatened, or it's rape or incest? Yeah, I don't want those people to go to hell. Those are exceptions. That is okay. Well, does that mean you're against abortion, Eric Zane? No. I love abortion. Wait, you just said you want them to go to hell. Oh, yeah, I do. I do want them to go to hell, but I don't want anybody telling a woman what to do with her body. I mean, now you want to talk about something starting a civil fucking war? Fuck these idiots in Michigan. You want to start a civil war with, more than half of the world's population? Tell the women what they can and can't do. It's a pretty formidable fighting force right there. No thanks. So that's where I stand on abortion. What about, let's talk about crime. Yeah, okay, let's talk crime. Specifically, child molesters and people who are trafficking children and disseminating child pornography. Yeah, I think that they should be shot in the face immediately after they are convicted. No chance of appeal. Certainly some will die who were framed, but that's the cost of doing business. Sorry. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, typically when you catch somebody like this, there's a long trail because they get so messed up in their thinking that they get very reckless. So it's pretty obvious as to who the fucking criminals are. They're all guilty. Just shoot them. Why do we have to? Why are these people walking amongst us? This is ridiculous. My God. Fucking Kenny. Everything he says now has to do with Breaking Bad. Shot in the face like Gale. What are you doing? Stevie says, yeah, tell us to smile more. We love that too. I've made that mistake. I remember one time I think I told somebody to smile. I think I might have been Stevie. Didn't I? It might have been you. I told you to smile, and Megan said, you can't do that. I'm sorry. I won't do that. I'm not telling a woman to do anything. Live and learn. I would never dream of that. I learned. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. All I'm going to tell you to do is punch me in the face if I tell you to smile. Fuck that shit. So anyway, that's my stance. Have you ever considered running for office? I actually have considered running for office. It sounds like something that I would start and then give up though. I mean, it's hard enough to get me to do anything outside of the podcast. No, I take it back. If there's something associated with a microphone, I can pull it off. I can talk in front of a microphone for hours on end. Get me out of that element, though, and I'm like, I don't know. All right. That's not all that I have for you. The Little League World Series, as I indicated to you earlier today, is going on. Wait a minute. Hold on. Rob writes, how's that book going? You're not kidding. I wrote a chapter. I wrote one chapter. And I even had it. I even paid for it. I had it edited, and it's ready to go. Now I don't want to do it anymore. It's just, I don't know, man. And then I'm worried about if I make it, 50 people will buy it. I don't think it's that. I don't think I'm that interesting. We'll see. That means no. You're right. I'm not writing a fucking book. I'll just talk to you. Every day is a new chapter. Here's your book. All right, someone just farted. That's a problem. Okay, Little League World Series. Check this out. You got a couple of teams. Both. One is from Iowa. One is from Washington. There's 2 outs in the 9th. The Iowa team is winning 6-3. The pitcher for Iowa thinks he has just thrown the 3rd strike, and he thinks the game is over. There's 2 men on, so Washington they're kicking up their heels a little bit. They're trying to get back in the game very late, last inning. The pitcher throws, and it looks like a strike. So everybody on the field thinks, oh, we just won. But then the ump is a little slow, and he goes, ball. And then now the bases are loaded. Uh-oh. And this pitcher can't believe, his 12-year-old can't believe that the ump called a ball. And now the pitcher is rattled. So then all the other infielders come in, and the coach comes in trying to calm the coach down. Well, one of the kids comes running up to the pitcher, and he blames the bad call. And it was a bad call. He blames the bad call on ESPN. And he says, hey, he insinuates that the whole game is fixed for ESPN. So the kid comes running up, and he says, hey, don't worry about it. This is all fixed for ESPN. And then the game's on ESPN. The announcers are like, oh, they're coming to the mound. They're going to talk to him. And the hot mic captures this kid saying this. Audio, check. Video, check. Here you go.
Half the Iowa team was off the field, or at least making a move to leave the field. But with the walk, it brings up Braden Rudolph as the tying run.
Whoever's pitching for ESPN, so can come back. That's because ESPN likes it. All ESPN.
Nothing we can do about that strike call. Okay.
So the coach is trying to clear it up. This kid right here, the big talker, on the catcher's right, saying, "Oh yeah, it's all fixed. It's because of ESPN."
Whoever's pitching for ESPN, so can come back. That's because ESPN likes it.
The coach used to say, "Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I'm in charge here, you little fucker." If I'm the guy, because since this is on ESPN, the announcers need to say, "Well, turns out that this kid obviously he's a fucking smartass." And he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about, so we're going to go over there and beat the fuck out of him with a bat.
Hey, nothing we can do about that strike call, okay? There's 2 outs. It's any bag, okay? We got to shake that. We got to shake that. Hey, focus right here. Focus right here on me. Shake it, okay? We need 1 out. Any bag. Let's go. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this.
I just want to hear one of these coaches go, you know what? Fuck. Remember in Bad News Bears when the Yankees were taking on the Bears and the coach comes out and smacks the shit right out of the kid. The pitcher for the Yankees smacks the shit out of him. Oh, my God. Because the kid threw at the fat kid. What was a fat kid on the Bears name? Fuck. I don't know. Anyway, it was incredible. We need to bring that shit back. We need to start beating the shit out of these kids right on the mound.
That's a time when you have to go out there and say something.
Oh, no. Here's the announcers. They're like, oh, yeah, don't think we didn't hear that little fucker just announced that the game is fixed. Fuck that kid.
And it may have been off the play. Just because everybody else thinks it's a strike right there doesn't mean that it necessarily was. But you got to reset the minds of 12-year-olds right there. They thought the game was over. It's not. Now you got to go back to work.
And Braden Rudolph, good hitter up.
Now it turns out that the team had won anyway. They ended up getting the kid caught in the pickle, and they won. It was just funny to hear him say, yeah, this whole thing is fixed. We could go home. Unbelievable. I sucked so much shit at baseball. It was horrible. I remember the first team I played on, Warren Baseball League or whatever the fuck it was. I played for a team called the Astros. In my first year, I wasn't bad. I used to play in the Sandlot, and then I signed up for a team. I was like 10 years old. It wasn't bad at all. I had a decent year. I was a pitcher, left-handed pitcher. I was wild as hell. I especially couldn't pitch to a left-handed batter. I would hit people in the head all the fucking time. And then when I signed up the next year, I remember I went the whole year and didn't get not one base hit. I regressed completely. I was the shittiest player on the fucking team. Horrible. It's like, I don't know what the hell happened. I think the kids all, hit puberty and they all got a lot stronger and throwing the ball a lot harder. And here I am still, no pubes, struggling my ass off. It was terrible. The worst. All right, pause in the action on Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Get a t-shirt at ericzaneshow.com. Click merch and off you go. My t-shirts are super cheap. If you check every so often, you'll notice that sometimes they're like $21 and other times they're like $16 because I have sales all the time. So check it out. Get yourself a t-shirt or two at ericzaneshow.com. If you need your car fixed, I got a guy. Well, actually, I got a girl. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Jamie is the mom. She is the one in charge. Retired veteran, lady, family owned. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. They are along 44th Street, or I should say just off of 44th Street, side street called Stafford, which is just 2 or 3 blocks east of US 131. Can't miss it. Call them at 616-532-6600. One of the multi-talented people there will pick up the phone, a real person, and will guide you through everything you need. They are, oh my God, they are so customer-centered and customer-oriented. My God. 616-532-6600. This is really the epitome of customers always right. You can walk in there and take a shit on the floor, and they'd be like, oh, that's okay. And no, don't do that. Don't do that. That's a bad joke. Anyway, they have free loaner cars, too, so you don't have to worry about somebody carting your ass all over town. 616-532-6600 for Irvine's. Online at irvines.com. That's ervines.com. Thank you. I got Joe Martinez, A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. My man is still doing great work, making sure that everybody's AC units are humming and working the way they are supposed to be. You got to make sure that your AC unit is tuned up. It's never too late to get an AC tune-up. 616-516-8579. It's just $79. I just realized the last 2 numbers of the phone number is the same cost of what it is to get your AC tuned. It just struck me. I've been talking about this guy for half a decade, and it just hit me. 616-516-8579. All right, continuing. More of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Welcome. Hello. Oh, my gosh. Look at all you amazing folks on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. And, wow, being part of it. So good and tasty on the Giant Slide. They were quoting the Giant Slide song on the Today Show today. Oh, my God. Hilarious. Feel like you just jumped off a roof. You might bust your tooth or whatever it was. Oh, my God. Incredible. Welcome in to the Patreon. I posted on Facebook, and I'll share it with you. What a victory for your old pal Eric Zane. The whole idea of I finally won one. I did not expect that to happen. After all of the times that I've been banned, and then this time the appeal goes through, your comment is now back on Facebook. We're sorry, we got it wrong. Oh, my God. Forgot the asshole of the day today. So that means that I have to now announce the asshole of the day for today. I didn't do it on the free podcast. Jizzmouth Allison was the recipient yesterday. I haven't heard from Allison since that. The asshole of the day today, brought to you by TC Paintball, is me for forgetting the asshole of the day. Okay? Update on the football player involved in the murder of the 9-year-old football coach. I can't even talk. So the guy's on the football field. He's coaching 9-year-olds. Everything's going great. Something goes south with the ref. Aqib Talib, terrific NFL career, runs across the field and starts yelling at the refs. Now, Talib's team, the 9-year-old football players, they hired the refs for the game. Excuse me. Oh, God. Don't eat sunflower seeds before you do a podcast. Jesus. Oh, God. Hey, what are you doing? It's a bad call, motherfucker. And they're screaming at the refs. And then the football coach for the other team, he wanders over to where all this shit is going down and picks up a football and starts walking away. And the next thing you know, Aqib Talib is apparently punching him. That's from the eyewitnesses. And then this turns into an absolute brawl. The football coach grabs the down and distance marker, starts swinging it like he's in Game of Thrones trying to fend these guys off. This is the football coach, Michael Hickman. Aqib Talib's brother, Aqib, time for dinner. I think that's a Moroccan name. I actually did research on how to say it because I called him Jacob the first time I said it. And then I heard someone else refer to him as Yaqub, but that doesn't sound right either. It's Yaqub Talib. He comes running up to the coach and shoots him 5 times, dead on the field. Aqib runs up to Yaqub. He says, "We got to get the fuck out of here, motherfucker." And they take off. Talib, after his NFL career, he has, I actually love him doing color commentary because he talks like a normal dude. And he's funny and bright, and I love him on there. But we're not going to see him for quite some time because he said, all right, that's it. I'm out. Now, excuse me, I got coffee. Fresh cup. I don't know if, because he does games for Amazon. You know, Amazon has the games, spent a lot of money on that. To do Amazon TV's Thursday Night Football game. Yeah, that's like Thursday Night Football used to be like an NBC thing. Now you got to watch it on Amazon, which is incredible. No problem. I can do that. I mean, whose TV doesn't have the capability to do that? We live in such an amazing time. The options to view and listen are just insane. But I digress, of course. He was the 5-time Pro Bowler, was hired as an analyst for the whole Thursday Night Football thing on Amazon. Now, again, he's involved in this. His lawyer says, no, he has nothing to do with this. And everybody's saying, bullshit, Aqib started the whole damn thing. Yaqub turned himself in last week, and all these indications are that Aqib was a big reason why it all went down in the first place. Following the incident, as announced, Talib has decided to step away. Ian Rappaport who is an NFL reporter, tweeted out, I just spoke to Aqib. In light of the recent tragedy, he is going to step aside from his broadcasting duties. Hold on. Whenever someone refers to murder in cold blood as a tragedy, that is not appropriate. A tragedy would be, I think, Kenny says they're from another country, but they still speak hood. They're not from another country. They're from the U.S. And if you've ever heard Aqib Talib talk, and I have, he does speak hood, which is why I like him. Because he speaks hood when he's color commentating the football games. So, excuse me, but you might be on your way to earning a banning. Trust me, these guys are hood, without a doubt. Where was I? Yeah, quit interrupting. Shut up. God, I hate getting distracted. I shouldn't even have looked. Talib, my point was, when people say, yeah, oh my God, it's open murder. It's a horrible murder that took place. You can't call that a tragedy. It's like when people say, oh yeah, 9/11, oh, what a tragedy. I don't know, tragedy is, usually comes from accidental or circumstance leading to something awful, right? The Titanic. That's a big tragedy. Accidental smashing into an iceberg led to the tragic loss of life. Thus, a tragedy. When someone maliciously murders someone, that's not, though tragic, not a tragedy. It's just a horrible, heinous crime. So Ian Rappaport is kind of a fuck for referring to what happened with the coach of the team, Mike Hickman, as a tragedy. A lot of people are suggesting on Twitter and Reddit that Ian Rappaport is pals with Talib and he's going easy on him. I'm not done. Hang on. I got to finish this coffee. Folks on Reddit blasted Talib in the wake of his announcement. Yeah, I'm just stepping away. And so they're, like this guy writes, quote, I'm sorry this murder triggered so many people. How about this one? I'm sorry you were offended by me murdering someone. Now, Aqib didn't murder anybody. It was his brother, Yaqub. Quote, he should have said, quote, I just have to do what's best for Aqib Talib. Or, I'm quitting before I get fired. Some Redditors also drew parallels with Deshaun Watson's statement following the announcement of his 11-game suspension. I find it disgusting how the media paints these guys in a positive light instead of dragging that ass through the mud. Same with all these losers like Hill and Watson. Brown's about to offer him $100 million. Yeah, again, digressing, but still perfect. The fact that the Cleveland Browns sought out Deshaun Watson when all of this uncertainty was circling around. I mean, it was just in the middle of that case, and they said, we want it. We want you. You're the guy. We're going to pay you $100 million to be the quarterback of the Browns. Yeah, there's that pesky thing with 24 accusations of sexual assault, but you're our guy. How can you possibly root for a team that agrees to that? I mean, that's, oh my God. Referring to Deshaun Watson, still the pathetically funniest shit ever. Quote, I apologize to all the women I've affected. Not the women accusing me, though. I just mean women in general, because I know they were probably triggered from hearing about this. I apologize to every woman in the world except for the 24 accusing me. Which just sounds ridiculous. Rappaport also ended up catching some strays, with fans chiming in that he was trying to paint Talib in a positive light, which is what I was just talking about. The recent tragedy where his brother murdered somebody over a game of fucking football. The phrasing on this tweet is fucking disgusting. And then someone said Rappaport is such a shill. Yeah, that's true. Who isn't these days? Journalist Jason Whitlock interviewed 3 eyewitnesses last week, with some claiming that Talib instigated the whole thing. First person to throw a punch out of all the people. He was the one person who could have de-escalated the situation. He was the one we all would have listened to. He could have stopped it. Wow. Oh, my God. So that is just remarkable that this is where it's going. Talib could be charged as an accessory to murder in this. And as for his brother, I don't know how he could possibly get away with it. There's video of him pulling out the gun, shooting the guy 5 times to death, and then running away. Holy shit. Stevie says, wow, the ban hammer is active today. Kenny was not banned. He just, that's a perfect example of Kenny trying to be funny, and that's okay. You can try to be funny, even if he was completely inaccurate. Kenny trying to be funny, I can live with, because Kenny's funny sometimes. Sometimes Kenny has actually made me laugh. He's also made me want to strangle him. So no one yet banned on this Patreon podcast. Stevie says, damn, I have the Bee Gees song in my head now. Thanks, Eric. I don't know what you're referring to. Did I sing a Bee Gees song? I may have. I don't know. Today is unfolding before me as one of very, very, a lot of busyness. Oh, my God. So, I need to be out of this house in, short order, because I have to be picking up someone for a trip to the airport by 1:30. And all of my clothes are at the cleaners for limo work. So I literally got to drive to the cleaners. Oh, hey, thanks. Hey, can I use your bathroom? Oh, okay. And then go into the bathroom and get changed at the cleaners. And then wander over to the limo place, pick up the sedan. And then after that, I drop the folks off at the airport, drop the car off, drive to the TV station because I'm hosting. There's this great event called the 28th Street Cruise, Metro Cruise, where everybody drives their classic cars this weekend on Saturday. In fact, that's what was supposed to be the car show for Irvine's, but the schedule did not line up with what they have going on there, so they had to move it, okay? Which is now, of course, on September 17th to benefit CASA. That is Saturday the 17th, which you should all be at, okay? Come hang out, say hello, get some freebies, meet Megan. I mean, that alone is a reason enough to just show up. And then so I have to go to the TV station to rehearse for this thing because you got to work on, like, there's a set and there's spots you have to be at, and it's all TV is. Oh my God, it's not like this. This, you just talk into the mic. And then they're like, okay, Eric, we're going to work on our spots. I'm like, well, I'm probably not going to be in any of those spots when you want me to be there. I'm probably just going to be roaming around being an idiot. So why don't you just put a camera on me to follow me around? That's probably where you're going to have the most fun. I don't know. I go, trust me. I've done this before. This is going to be great. You just do what I tell you. Well, I don't know. But anyway, so I got to go to the TV station. When that's done, I got to go over to Jackie's house because we're celebrating Madison's birthday. All right. And the question, what are we having? We're having chicken Alfredo roll-ups. That's what she wants. Sounds good. Megan says, maybe you can tell people about my car show. Yes, at the Metro Cruise, I got to drop that in without a doubt. I'm absolutely going to do that. Hey, if you're enjoying the Metro Cruise, well, guess what? The fun continues September 17th. Coming up at Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV to benefit CASA of Kent County. You're going to want to see us there at what time? 5 p.m.? What time does it all start? You can see Megan. Slaughter the Turks chicken Alfredo roll-ups, of course. Slaughter the Turks chicken Alfredo roll-ups. What did I make the other day that I was bragging about? Oh, Slaughter the Turks orange chicken. 9 a.m.? Why'd I say 5 p.m.? Hey, you're getting like 2 hours from your old pal Eric, so choose wisely. I better watch what I'm saying. The question, what are the chicken Alfredo roll-ups rolled up in? Well, let me tell you something, Kenny. You're going to love this. So you cook the chicken, and it's all like shredded chicken, and then you sprinkle like various Italian seasoning on it, and then you lay out a bunch of lasagna noodles, and then you put the chicken on the lasagna noodles, and you put like Alfredo sauce on it, and then you put cheese on that, like Italian blend cheese. Then you roll up the lasagna to be like a big-ass roll-up. You put them on a baking dish, and then you pour more of that Alfredo sauce on it, more cheese. Oh, my God. And then you bake covered for 35, 40, and then you pull off the tin foil, and then 8 minutes, maybe a little less, but you cook it so that the top of the cheese is browned. Oh, yeah, that's something. And let me say something about, okay, now I have never actually made homemade Alfredo sauce, but I don't know if I want to, because stuff store-bought out of the jar is so damn good. I could open it up and drink it like a bottle of Gatorade. It's fucking great. Kevin Kuipers is in attendance. 300. Hey, who are the other two bowlers? Was that your mom and dad? Because they both rolled awesome, too. Do you bowl with your mom and dad, too? Because I know it was like a family affair. Stevie says throw in some basil and garlic. Yeah, that's in there, too. And by the way, I grow my basil fresh. I actually have a plant in the kitchen that I take care of and cut it up and put it right in there. Boy, your mom and dad know how to roll, too, Kevin. Jesus. Justin Summer League. Kevin, have you ever walked in on your parents boning? That's a good question. In fact, I'm going to reach out to you right now. That's a terrific question to ask. Now, there's Matt Kuipers. I don't want to call him.
Hello.
Hey, how's work going?
Oh, it's going.
Any info on your update that you told me at the races? Can you talk about that yet?
I mean, I can on here. I have an interview on Monday.
Okay,
so we'll see what's going on there.
Okay, you might be like rolling in fat stacks of cash.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
I love it. When you roll a 300 after doing it so many times, is it still as exciting as the first time?
Not really. I mean, I used to get nervous in the 10th frame. Like last night, that was, I believe, my 15th total. I got nervous the 11th ball, the second ball in the 10th frame, and then the last shot was just a normal shot.
Wow. I wonder what the percentage of people in the world are who've accomplished this feat. It's got to be ridiculously low.
I mean, in leagues, I mean, I've seen bowlers who average 160 shoot 300. Your biggest thing you're trying to get is the 800 series over 3 games.
Over 3 games. Now, that's even more of an incredible feat.
Yeah, because you're averaging, I believe it's like 262, I believe, for 3 games.
So how many times have you done the 800 series?
I have 2 of them.
So you bowled in those 3 games, how many were 300s?
I actually have no 300s in any of my 800s.
Wow. So you were just incredibly consistent.
Yeah, some way, somehow, I can throw together 3 games. It's a miracle sometimes.
Do you have a friend who drinks 500 beers a weekend who's come close to rolling a 300?
I have a friend who drinks a lot and I believe he has 15 or 16 300s.
Yeah, but no, what I was leading you to, and you missed it, was a joke about Kyler, who has rolled.
Kyler's still struggling on that 299.
Yeah, he
can't get past it.
He rolled 10 straight strikes.
11
straight strikes, and then a 9.
He'll get it this year. I believe in him.
Okay. Aram has a question. Do you own your own bowling shoes and your own bowling ball?
Yeah, I carry 5 bowling balls with me at a time, and I have a pair of shoes.
You have 5 bowling balls?
Yeah, I carry 5 with me.
Like, even when you go out to eat?
No. No, just when I go to the bowling alley.
Okay, good. Megan says, do you have a bowling costume that you wear?
No, I do not have a bowling costume.
So when you and your mom and your dad, Eddie Money, are on league, summertime league, you don't have the same outfits?
No, we don't do that. There was a couple teams on that league that had the same shirts, but that's about it.
When it comes to films that have a lot of bowling in them, like if you had to choose between Kingpin and Big Lebowski, who's going to win?
The Big Lebowski, because I've never seen Kingpin.
Okay, that's funny, too. That's funny, too, because Bill Murray's character is based on, what's the name of that one asshole bowler that everybody loves but hates?
Pete Weber, I believe it is.
Pete Weber, that's a... Yes. Who do you think you... That's who Bill Murray's character is based on. You got to see that fucking movie. It's great.
I will. I'll have to find it. It's probably out on Hulu or something like that.
Have you ever walked in on your mom and Eddie Money porking?
Too many times to count. Let's not talk about this.
Oh, my God. Fuck.
I don't need to talk about this. This is very embarrassing.
That is great. That is great. Oh, shit. All right. Thank you for the info. Enjoy the rest of your day, and good luck in all your future endeavors in the upcoming days.
All right, man. We'll see you.
Okay, see ya.
All right, bye.
Roy Munson. Underrated character. Woody Harrelson. Holy shit. Kenny says, wait, ask him if he's ever been caught. Yeah, no, just relax. You gotta quit while you're ahead. We got a big moment there, Kenny, with him talking about his parents. That's when you get out. Because you know what can happen if I say, have you ever been caught? What if he says no? Then you know what you've done? You've nosedived the big laugh. That's why I do this and you do that. When Munson is paying the rent? Oh, God, that was great. You guys, seriously, Kingpin, awesome movie. Love it so much. Okay, I have celestial excitement for you. And I'm telling you, you're going to love this. In space, there's a misconception that there's no sound. We've all heard that at some point, I think. Maybe you haven't. I don't know. NASA Exoplanets on Twitter posted that the misconception that there is no sound in space originates because most space is a vacuum, providing no way for sound waves to travel. However, a galaxy cluster has so much gas that these folks have actually picked up actual sound. It's amplified and mixed with other data. I'm not sure what that even means, but they have managed to actually detect sound and make it so that you and I can listen to it of a black hole. Now, there's a lot we don't know about these things. I think with my armchair's view of what you have here is something that is so incredibly dense that nothing can escape its gravitational pull, including light itself. We don't know if, as matter approaches it, whether it be another star. There are images that exist of a star that gets too close to a black hole. Of course, a star has all these various gases exploding and things like that, nuclear reactions taking place on a molecular level, all throughout the entire star. When a black hole gets close enough, it starts to sap and draw the matter of the star into it, like it's kind of like pulling it like tug of war, stranding it out, stretching it, pulling it into the black hole where then it's gone forever. You're like, where does it go? What is happening? Is there something on the other side? Is this solid like that? We don't know. We have no clue. There's also a thing called a singularity, that there's one point that if you get just a little bit too close, the event horizon, you can't get out. Now, there's small black holes floating throughout space, and then there's supermassive black holes. Like at the center of the Milky Way galaxy, we spin around and around, and at the center of it is a supermassive black hole, eating matter all the time. Okay, do these things make sounds? Apparently. This is incredible, and it's going to freak you out. Over the weekend, NASA shared audio of sound waves that astronomers had extracted from the black hole at the center of the Perseus galaxy cluster. So if you have a Starfinder map app on your phone, these things are awesome, by the way. If you have a Starfinder app on your phone, you just hold it up to the sky, and it says Saturn, Big Dipper, Perseus, and it's in the general spot where the Perseus galaxy cluster is. And then if you had the right equipment, you could see different galaxies. You can't do it with the naked eye. The Andromeda galaxy is the only thing you can see with the naked eye in terms of galaxies. Anyway, in the Perseus galaxy cluster, there's a black hole. Those sounds were then amplified and mixed with other data to create the track. I am going to play it for you. Don't worry, I'll get to that. Trust me. NASA clarified that it was not intentionally made ominous, but the sound you hear is amplified a lot, and other sounds are interpreted from light data. All right. One of the motivations to create such data sonifications is the desire to share the science with more people. Shut up. The black hole at the center of Perseus has been associated with sound since 2003, when astronomers discovered that pressure waves emitted from the black hole caused ripples in the hot gas and could be translated into a note. When it first released the audio, the note is too low for humans to hear, at 57 octaves below middle C. As a karaoke star, I know what that is. NASA resynthesized the sound waves into the range of human hearing by scaling them dozens of octaves above their true pitch. It also added more notes by translating astronomical data into sound. Okay, well, I've found something else that we need to work into the Giant Slide song. Audio, check. There is video, but I don't know if this video has anything to do really with, I guess that's a Perseus galaxy cluster, maybe. This is what a black hole sounds like. Reminds me of Hot Wings telling a story.
Whatever. Lemon lime donuts. Handlebars. Yeah, trail mix. While riding 22 miles on my bike. What kind of a mongrel? It's donuts. Because.
So that's what a black hole sounds like. Impressive to say the least. Creepy. That is creepy as hell. Megan says it sounds like a really bad dream. Stevie wondering about the app. Yeah, just search them out. Just whatever. Skyview is the one I looked at. Chris did too. Sky Map is another one. They're awesome. You can have so much fun with those damn apps. So there you go. That's the creepiness of space. A black hole and the sound it makes. Oh, my God. Have you seen the movie Interstellar? Oh, my God. Awesome. Awesome. Incredible movie. Christopher Nolan. You got McConaughey in there. Oh. The question, why are we seeing two Erics? I don't know. Because me twice is better than me once. Okay. That is it. I'm going to leave you there. I want to stay. I really do want to stay. But I can't. I got to go. So thank you so much for being here, and I love you. You guys are the best. Pause in the action. Not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Holy cow. Thank you to the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, now everywhere. If you're listening to the show and it's the United States, call Mario for a refi, for a first mortgage, for a 10th mortgage. You're moving, getting pre-approved. 231-332-6505. I'm not saying hire the guy sight unseen. I'm saying have a conversation with him. Please mention my name. He's awesome. 231-332-6505 for the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage. NMLS number 3035. Kent County Health Department. Reach out to them if you need information on the WIC program, or perhaps personal health services like being tested for a sexually transmitted infection, or vaccinations for the little ones. 616-632-7200. The vaccinations you can get for little or no cost if you qualify. WIC program, if you qualify, you can take advantage of that and do your best to keep your family fed. All with the Kent County Health Department. Indeed. Awesome. Let's roll on more of Not the Best of the Eric Zane Show podcast. Welcome in to this show. Everything was jacked. If you're listening to the audio podcast, like what are you referencing? What's going on? The camera was all screwy because I was messing around at the end of the free podcast and I never put it back. So just now I hit the table and my coffee went flying everywhere. The shit all over the place. Okay. Some of you may have seen on Facebook the triumphant return of King Cracks-A-Lot. King Cracks-A-Lot is one of my many alter egos because I crack my knuckles, my back, my elbows, my knees, my nose, and my neck. But my neck is the loudest. It's no one has a neck that cracks like mine. From what I understand, cavitation, which is what's happening there, is when on a joint, the neck vertebrae, all those joints there with the cartilage, when you move the neck in the direction that it does to crack it, the liquid in between those cartilage and vertebrae becomes a gas, I guess, because of space. I've never really understood. But when the gas then pops, that's the sound. Now, I don't believe that. I think it's actually bones grinding together and becoming dust. Because little gas bubbles don't make noises like this. Audio, check. This is going to gross some of you out. This is probably the most cataclysmic neck crack that has ever happened. All right, give me a second. Audio, check. Video, check. Get ready for it. There I am. Ready to go. Let's check this out. If you're just listening, it's going to be really loud. What the hell? That's a broken neck. That's what that is. Oh my God. Okay, once more, just for good measure. I love it so much. Oh. It feels so good. Oh my God. Ah, it makes me so happy. Seriously, it's just fantastic. Rapid fire staple gun is what that could have been, according to Paul. Kenny says my neck hurts now. Maureen said, "Is that the night you couldn't sleep? You were up late?" Yes. Which, by the way, Aram, points for Aram. You really should not do that. Use the bobblehead. I could not sleep again last night. There are some things going on in my life that I haven't really discussed. It's not bad. It's not bad or anything like that. But it is causing my mind to just, I can't, you know how my dad, when he describes to you, I lay awake, guy, and I just lay there and I think. That's me. I'm doing that right now. And last night, about 1, I laid down at like 10, and I laid there until about 1. And then suddenly it was the same thing. I realized that I was dreaming. I realized that I'd woken up. I did fall asleep eventually, and then I woke up and, well, have I even fallen asleep? Oh, yeah, I just had that dream. I was sleeping. Oh, thank God. Now I can go back to bed. I just recently stopped taking melatonin because I forget which one of you sent it to me. One of you sent me that melatonin is not something, well, it's of this person's assessment that you shouldn't take it. Chris D sent it. That the amount of melatonin that I had been taking was like 10, 20 times the amount that my body normally makes. And this is boring, but you shouldn't do that. And it's not helping in any way. It's just a placebo if it is helping, because melatonin starts to kick in when the sun sets. So the sun sets and your surroundings have less light, even if you have lights on. Your body starts to produce melatonin, 0.2, 0.3 milligrams per person per day, which makes you, well, time to go to bed. Well, if you take it, and so it's hours before, it's like, 7 p.m. it starts to be produced. If you take it at 10, 11 p.m., it doesn't even do anything for you. If you're going to take it, you should take it at like when the sun goes down. Then it doesn't have an immediate effect. It doesn't work like that. So this is all bullshit. So I said, well, fuck it. I'm not taking any more of that. Yeah, you don't need to take it right at bedtime. If you are going to take it like at 6 or 7. Then you may get the desired effect. But it's not doing anything. Hang on. So you're taking way more than your body's supposed to produce. And I think that, if you start to fuck with your body like that, I don't know if Eric's body likes that. Suddenly to be putting mass quantities of something that my system is supposed to be making on its own. That's all I should need. Brandis weighs in on Sir Cracks-a-Lot. She said that was so disgusting. What? What was so disgusting? Are you suggesting that this was not anything but awesome? Okay, that was 2 pops. Sometimes I'll get 3. If that happens, we're talking close to an orgasm. Like, I'll be walking around with wet pants. Sorry. I don't know what my problem is. I'm obsessed with cracking my neck. You're going to kill yourself. You're going to hurt yourself. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's really not worth it. I don't know why I would possibly say that. Okay. So thank you again for being here. I have a upcoming very fun thing that I love to do, and I haven't done it in a few years because the last time we did it was the summer of 19, and then the weather started getting cooler. By January, we were into pandemic. By March, the world shut down, and, well, I haven't been a part of the Dream Wheels TV show associated with the 28th Street Metro Cruise since then. But, okay, so where I live, there's a Wayne's World public access TV station, but it's not like shit. It's like really state-of-the-art equipment. What they do, and I've talked about this at Wyoming Kentwood Public Television, is they have government-funded programming. When I say funded, means the government pays for all the equipment so that as the community goes, the community can, if they want to use the TV station, they in theory can. You might have to bring your own support staff and maybe pay those people, but you get to use the studio and use the equipment. So if the Zaniacs wanted to get, the group formerly known as Zaniacs wanted to get together and do a We Hate Eric Zane TV show, essentially they will be allowed to do it. About the only time that they turn you down is if there's a program director who can use discretion if it's like, racist or, something like that, or something that it's, he had. But that isn't the way it always was. The law recently changed. It wasn't that long ago that you could walk in there and say, yeah, I want to do the I Hate Jews TV show. And they go, all right, let's do it, man. Who you got? Who's your first guest? Well, this guy looks just like Adolf Hitler. We're going to talk about, shit like that. The rules changed, though, and they can, offer that. Well, and thank God, Well, one of the things they do every year is this on 28th Street. This is the weekend for the big Metro Cruise, which I've talked to you about. So you're going to see all these kick-ass cars just going down the road, and it's awesome. And there's food trucks everywhere, and people lining the street. Great community event, and it's just awesome. So the TV station sets up in one of these parking lots, and they do the Dream Wheels TV show. And guess who is the host? Me and longtime radio personality Kim Carson. For years, she was on LAV, and before that, WLHT in Grand Rapids. And I've known Kim for 20 years. And so we get together, and Kim and I host this damn thing. And so it's an hour-long show, and we're like, here we are on the red carpet for Dream Wheels 2022. And Kim, we've got a lot of great cars that we are going to see today. That's right, Eric. And there's the teleprompter, and there's people cheering and shit like that. And, oh, my God, here is a 1970-something Chevelle. Oh, my God, let's bring it in. And the car rolls out. We read a couple facts about the car, and then the owner of the car gets out. He's like, And Eric's here with the owner, so-and-so, to tell us all about it. And then I interview the guy. And okay, well, back to you, Kim. So that's what we're doing. And you can watch this. Okay, well, first of all, you can be there. Rogers Plaza, if you're in the area, along 28th Street, on Saturday, the 27th. The show starts at 7 p.m. There's like bleachers. You can sit there and watch the fucking thing and see how we put it on. And it's great. And great fun. I love doing this thing. I love doing television. It's like one of my favorite things. When the Griffins were on TV during the pandemic, I was like, oh my God, now that is fucking even more fun than radio and podcasting. TV's great because, with TV, if you just go, that sends a message. And if you're listening to the audio podcast, you didn't see it, but I rolled an eye, or raised an eyebrow or something like that. You can't, obviously I'm doing it here in the live stream, but you can react in fun ways. And the subtlety is my favorite. So it's awesome. I love TV. So you can also watch it on WKTV. So what you do is, let's see here, audio. Check. Video. Check. This is the WKTV site, WKTV.org. And then that's it. You just click on Watch Live on that day. And you can see it all go down as it happens. In fact, right now there is some type of programming on it. It's always garbage. Let's see. Sorry if there's...
The grasshopper way.
Okay.
Or the grasshopper...
What the hell? This guy looks like he's writing on the dry erase board, metamorphosis, grasshopper, some type of educator. And now it's frozen up, so that's bad. We're off to a terrible start with this. Come on, guys, don't leave me hanging. I want to talk about this.
Doesn't look like a noun, but it is. It's a verbal noun. VRBAL. Noun. It's a verbal noun.
Parts of speech?
That's called an infinitive. INFINITIVE. An infinitive comes from infinite. INFIN.
Okay, this is obviously some type of instructor.
Infinite. TE.
Who's boring the shit out of everyone. Oh my God.
Look into the sky. You say it's infinite. It never stops. That's what infinite means. There's a symbol in...
All right, I can't take it. That gives you an idea of the type of content you can get. Or you can maybe get something like this. All right. Well, you can watch if you want to check it out. That is Saturday. WKTV.org. Don't forget, you can watch it live. I don't know yet what I'm going to wear. It's casual, but TV casual. So I don't know if I should do like the maybe a colored shirt with the sleeves rolled up, some slacks. That's something that you say when you're old. When you're younger, you say, yeah, whatever, dress pants, slacks. I'll wear some slacks. I'm looking forward to it. Now that I've pointed it out, I'll probably be heckled by some of the group formerly known as the Zaniacs. Chris describing our lecturer that we just heard from. There isn't one awake person in that lecture. Yeah, I think that if you're a teacher, you owe it to the students to not be a piece of shit like we just heard. Paul says crew neck white tee with a pack of cigs rolled up in the sleeves. Ram says no one says slacks at any age. I don't know. The teacher. Why does he sound like the 700 Club old geezer dude? You mean Pat Robertson? Linda says, Zane, you can wear your limo costume. I don't want to look like a gay magician. Oh, you're cute. Oh, you're so cute. That lady yesterday I wanted to have sex with because she said I was cute. I'm easily charmed. You can be way overweight, short, and black, and I might want to have sex with you if you tell me I'm cute. You could, again, look like a female, black, shorter version of Kenny, and I might want to have sex with you. Kenny's like, why do I keep getting wrapped up into this? This is part of your growth, okay? And why am I not getting an update with, hey, man, I'm down a pant size, or I'm down 3 pounds. What are you doing on the diet? Okay? Remember, in a year and a half, you need to be scheduling your surgery for your skin removal. As somebody, I don't know who it is, Teresa B. says, LOL. I think she knows Kenny. Yeah, I need those updates. You gotta. This is what you do. You're getting the physical thing down. That's good. Now I want you to at least put. Rome wasn't built in a day. A little bit of effort into modifying the diet. Perhaps buying actual food. And preparing, mixing a vegetable here and there. Some whole grains. A little more balance in it. Doesn't have to be perfect, just a little bit more. Could you maybe consider that? Is that something that you're capable of? You're researching appropriate foods to eat, things like that. I think you can do that, right? I mean, you've managed with all your time that you claim you didn't have to complete probably the greatest binge of a TV show that has ever occurred in history. Some lady named Teresa says, Kenny, My Fitness Pal. That's an app. You should look into that. Aram says, like chicken Alfredo wraps. Hey, that's Slaughter the Turks chicken Alfredo wraps. Those are great. Okay. And besides, I'm not asking him to, do a 180 here. I want just a few degrees. Chris says, absolutely key, Kenny. Keep track of those numbers. Look at that. Okay. The most destructive weapon ever. I stumbled upon this while reading one of my favorite spots online, Quora.com, Quora. And some person asked, what is the most horrible weapon ever created? That would be the SLAM. Supersonic, low-altitude missile. This was abandoned in about 1964, created in about 1957. Cold War. The idea was the United States wanted to build an enormous rocket capable of flying long distances, deploying nuclear warheads along its path at a rate of speed that could not be intercepted by any method launched at it, any type of surface-to-air missiles or air-to-air missiles. So had to be fast, efficient, could run for a long period of time, and be able to carry a lot of payload. And it was unmanned. And they did it. They actually made this device. And here's what the plan was. In the event of the shit going down, U.S. launches the SLAM. Takes off. It's flying at supersonic speeds, super fast. We're talking 3,000 kilometers an hour. I don't know what that is, miles per hour. km to miles. That's 1,864 miles an hour. Now, I don't know. Maybe we have missiles now that can go faster than that, but at least back then they were like, this is great, man. Nothing's going to touch this. This thing had the capability to fly that fast. It also had the capability to carry 16 hydrogen bombs, each of which, damn it, is a 1 megaton weapon. So it's the equivalent. It's carrying a payload of 16 million tons of TNT. They launch it, and then as it's flying over Russia, it's deploying one after the other these hydrogen bombs. So Moscow, gone. Whatever Russian city. I don't even know any more Russian cities. Stalingrad, gone. Minsk, gone. And it's powered, this rocket, the SLAM, is able to fly for weeks over Russia. And that's very good. They wanted it to do that. Why? How can it fly for 16 weeks or several weeks worth of fuel? I mean, how does it even do that? That's because it's powered by a nuclear reactor. Plutonium is powering the SLAM rocket. And it's so big and so powerful that the noise as it flies over is lethal. 162 dBs. It's an actual lethal amount of noise. So there are people on the ground being obliterated by how loud it is. This is mutually assured destruction. So if the hydrogen bombs don't get you, the sound is going to get you. This is fucking Rodan from the old fucking Godzilla movies. Remember Rodan would fly over at supersonic speeds and then the buildings blow up? That's what's happening. Okay, but that's not all. I haven't even gotten to the worst part of the SLAM rocket. So all the Russians like, oh, fuck, man, I can't believe this shit. What are we doing? It's incredible. All these mushroom clouds all over the place, sound destroying things. Remember I said it's powered by not plutonium. It's a 60 kilogram uranium reactor. It has autonomy for weeks of flight. And it's an unshielded rocket. So what that means is as it's flying over at a low altitude, all of the radiation from the and they built it this way. It's supposed to do that. As it flies over Russia for weeks, all that radiation is raining down on them and everybody dies from nuclear sickness. Fuck. Oh my God. So essentially, it's crop dusting them, and they're all getting radiation illnesses and poison and sickness, and their thyroid glands are filling up with all the... by the end of its flight, it crashes into the ground, probably kills somebody else. Everybody's got cancer. Oh, my God. The weapon, after it discharged the bombs, scheduled to fly over the Soviet Union for several weeks and contaminate most of the country. This is actually a photograph. If you look at this, the reactor, this is a photo of the prototype nuclear reactor. It's called the Tori 2 for the SLAM missile. The reactor had to withstand 1,600 degrees Celsius and produced a power of 513 MV. I don't know, is that megawatts? And a force of 156. I don't know what KN stands for. Although the Pluto project successfully built a functional nuclear engine, the program was canceled. Why did we cancel that? We need that shit now. The U.S. Foreign Ministry considered the weapon to be too proactive, and so this project ended in 1964. Yeah, we only want to kill people with, exploding nuclear bombs. That's as far as we'll go. So the people that were willing to blow up, end the world as we know it, said, no. This is too far. Enough is enough. I love that site so much. Quora, Quora.com. Holy shit. We need to loan one to Ukraine. Can you imagine? If we just, yeah, hey, here you go. Just this is what you do. And then the Russians are trying to figure that thing out. We don't know what it is. It's just flying over. That's the thing about radiation. You don't even know that you're being killed. Did you ever see that film? What was that on HBO? Chernobyl, about when that reactor blew up and how? Oh my God, Jesus, that's a good one. You got to see that. Holy shit. Okay, there you go. That's all I have about that. Okay, we talked earlier in the show about what people identify as. I have a scenario of that happening again right now. This is a man who says, I am a woman. However, this person is a criminal, and I don't even know. Yes, this is a person who is serving a 30-year sentence for manslaughter in New Jersey. I've talked about this prison system in New Jersey before in the last several months, and probably concerning this exact story, but this is a particular person that we're focusing on. This person, like I said, man, and says is a woman, will not get out until 2037. The inmate is Demi Minor, was in a prison. And, well, while in prison, everything about this born a man, now a woman person is still functional. There is a fully functional set of testicles and a large, meaty black penis. And a couple of the guards at the prison allowed Demi Minor to put it to them. And, well, they got pregnant. Demi Minor was placed in Edna Mahan Correctional Facility in New Jersey after New Jersey enacted a policy last year allowing prisoners to be placed in facilities according to their gender identity. New Jersey's policy for transgender inmates does not require prisoners to actually go through with gender reassignment surgery. All you have to do is say, hey, I'm a female. And in this case, they put this person into a prison based on that. Housed with their preferred gender. Adding inmates can provide their gender identity preference at any time during their incarceration. Now, that to me is insane. So basically, you can be a person who doesn't even believe that they really are having a gender identity issue, and they would be put in a women's facility, which is what happened here. Demi then knocked up two people, two corrections officers. Back in April, the New Jersey Department of Corrections said that two inmates, no, I take it back. There aren't corrections officers. It was two of the other members of the population in the prison. Sorry, I wrecked that. That actually makes this worse. So the person, born a man, says is a woman, Demi Minor, gets put into prison with other women. Gee, I wonder what's going to happen. Sure enough, Demi Minor starts having sex with chicks there. And two of them become pregnant after consensual sexual relationships with Demi Minor. Minor, after impregnating the women, you know, they should make you should have the kids in prison, and then like they have to communally raise the kid. That would make them want to hang themselves right there. I mean, my God, we all know how it is raising kids. It's the worst experience of anybody's life. Minor after was impregnating them was transferred to Garden State Youth Correctional Facility. Oh God, don't send them there. A prison for young adult offenders. Now again, this is a 27-year-old. Oh my God. Minor has been issuing statements and posting to social media while incarcerated, claiming cruel and unusual punishment. This week, I was moved from a female facility to a male facility. I mean, this type of hatred towards who I truly am has to stop. But know this, I will never stop rising above, Minor said in a tweet. Now, first of all, how and why is a criminal tweeting? I would think that if you are in prison, the only way to communicate should be with the outside world would be waiting in line at the phone and, you talk to whoever you want to talk to. Inmates shouldn't have that type of luxury. Minor also tweeted, last week I was placed on suicide watch. It was harsh as officers in New Jersey State Prison would rush into my cell with billy clubs drawn, hollering demands at me. I am so confused and broken from being transferred to a male facility that all I could do is cry. Minor added in a tweet on the same day. Now, don't feel bad for this asshole. This is all a scam. I don't believe for a second that this person really wants to be a woman. He wants to be in a female facility. He got 2 other inmates pregnant. Now, if this person is only tweeting to get attention, which again, shouldn't be able to tweet, all right, that's one thing. But I don't think Minor was getting quite the response that she wanted. So in order to do that, remember that scene in Silence of the Lambs? I think it was Silence of the Lambs, when Jodie Foster, her character Clarice Starling, Dr. Lecter, is walking through where all the crazy people are and the inmates, and someone throws jizz at her. I think that was that movie, wasn't it? Someone actually threw some jizz, which throwing jizz, not easy to do. I mean, you're doing more of a fling, because it likes your hand. So you got it. That's not the easiest thing to do, to get flung jizz to go the direction that you want it to go. But if you do it right, I mean, it's going to move at a high rate of speed. There's no question. Thrown jizz can be problematic. And, the jizz, I thought, hit her in the face in that scene. Oh, my God. Well, I bring that up because the inmates the guards are walking through and a testicle comes flying out because Demi Forrester, I'm getting that confused with what I see, and that is Paul in his last name. Demi Minor cut off one of his balls and threw it at the cops or the guards. Oh, my God. That's exactly what happened. Tries self-castration. Wow. I take it back. Attempting to remove one of her own, it says her own testicles. What a sentence. Attempting to remove one of her own testicles with a razor. Ugh. Minor describes the self-surgery as an instance of cutting, a form of self-injury. Well, I don't know. Maybe if you're successful, they'll put you back into the all-chick prison if you try self-castration. Oh, my God. Quote, no, I don't want to read that. They're weighing in about what the problem began, and Mayo says, when I began to bleed, I did not even think about dying. I just thought about having relief from the pain that I felt. Oh, my God. Minor writes in her blog. Why do you have a blog? Why do you have access to these things? It's unfortunate that this is happening to you, but at the same time, how are we supposed to treat prisoners? And besides, you got 2 of them pregnant because of your massive dick and balls. My God. The Department of Corrections is saying it is investigating the minor's previous allegations of abuse, but added it cannot comment on any active investigation. That's what you do. You just sweep it under the rug. Wow. What an absolute shit show that is. Paul says, I work with a guy that claimed he cut his crank off. I kind of wanted to see the proof. Am I gay now? No. Wait a minute. You worked with a guy who brought up to you that he removed his penis. Oh, my God. In what context? I mean, how does that even... That's quite a thing to... I mean, how does that come up? Hey, did you watch Alliance? Yeah. Hey, I cut off my dick. I can't think of any way that would be appropriate. And then your reaction after he says, hey, Paul, yeah, well, anyway, I cut off my penis. Did that lead to follow-up questions like, well, what did you do with the penis? Did you eat the penis? Makes you wonder how many times in the history of man that a person would cut off their ding-dong and actually eat their own dick. Paul says, yep, he told multiple people. I heard from another coworker, not sure of the context either. Kenny says, I cannot imagine someone telling me such a thing. I would love to see your face if someone told you that. Because I love saying things to Kenny that make him react. Paul says he's going to do some more investigating for the show. Paul, this is what you do. Walk up to him and say, so I listened to a podcast, and I know you're very loose with your lips about talking about that time when you cut off your penis. Well, my friend here, Eric Zane, is interested in your story about penis removal. Would you be willing to come on and talk about that time that you removed your penis? Wow. That's going to do it. In the books. Not the best of the Eric Zane Show podcast is culminating. Thank you very much for being part of it. Follow me, Facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. Twitter, @Eric Zane Show. Follow the Facebook page. Subscribe to the audio podcast wherever you download shows. On whatever platform you want, just hit the subscribe button, whether it's Apple iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Twatter, Snatcher, or Dicker, whatever they are. The Patreon is a fantastic way to move the meter, both for the amount of content that you can enjoy and helping the show. It is driven 100% by audience dollars and cents. Okay? Audience-driven, commercial-free Patreon. And speaking of free, I want you to try it for 7 days free. If you're listening to this show right now, it's a special offer that I've been doing for a few months and I will continue to do, where you get to test drive it for 7 months. I'm sorry, 7 days, 7 months. Fuck. Imagine that. And what you do is you put in a payment form. I'm going to tell you that up front. And if you go past the 7 days, it's going to charge you $5 or $10 a month, depending on which one you want. All right? I suggest doing the 10. And then, if you don't like it, fucking cancel it. You still get the 7 days. I mean, in theory, not in theory. In fact, if you sign up for 7 days and then cancel it, you get the 7 days. But more often than not, I'm able to win you over. So thank you. It really helps support the show, support the family, support everything. Support energy bill, dog, cat, you name it. A Patreon has been just an absolute godsend. If not, fuck it. Don't worry about it. Just keep listening to the free one and tell your friends. I'll take that all damn day. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. I will talk to you down the road. Have a good one. Bye-bye.